Hello everyone, welcome back to Elasticsearch Unlocked. In our last class, we talked about Elasticsearch deep dive, talking about querying and updating data. So we had like a recap of what we did previously on Elasticsearch, and we looked at querying, some concept in querying, we looked at data updating, and we also create like a real world data set within our Elasticsearch index. And I also gave you a challenge to work on. Hopefully you've been able to do something about that. If not, there will be an additional challenge for you today. You could keep the main challenge and you build on it for more practice. But in today's lesson, we are going to be moving on from where we stopped. So in the last class, we already looked at some concept on Elasticsearch, what it means, indexing, Kibana, mapping methods. So I wouldn't want to go through this again so that we have enough time to do what we have to do today. So we looked at updating data as well, using put method, using it to replace an entire document, and we use the post method as well to update data within our documents. Okay, Elasticsearch index documents to partially update a specific type of data. And we looked at filtering using search to filter data, and basically or specifically we used the query and match endpoints to filter data. So we use the query as an object, and within it we use the match endpoint to filter out text fields within a particular document text field. So are we able to do that using those systems or those methods and functions? But in today's lesson, we are going to be looking into, it's kind of continuation of what we've done before. So it's going to be on data update, but specifically we want to see how we can update data, a specific type of data within our data sets. Okay, within our data set. For instance, I already have here like a template of my data. Let me enlarge the screen. So that's the recap for last lesson. But in today's lesson, we'll be looking into something more specific in the area of data update. So let me enlarge my screen so that we can have a full screen. Now we have here an index. So I just created this index now, which is product. Hopefully we don't run into the same error we had the last time, but this is product, and within product we already create a mapping system for it. Okay, since we want our data to take a particular format in terms of data fields and their types. So we have here a product with the name, the product has a price, and the product has a date. Okay, the date could be added date. Should we say added date or expiring date? Okay, let's say added date. Added date. It could be added date underscore added date. It could be expiring date, whatever date. But this is the mapping system we've created for our index. Okay, the index here is product. Always remember the index is product. That reminds me, I hope you still remember how to set up your Kibana and Elasticsearch. Always remember that you run your Elasticsearch first before running the Kibana. So when you run your Elasticsearch, then you run the Kibana software, so that both can integrate smoothly and seamlessly without having any type of error. Hopefully you're able to do that. So let's continue with the video. So now we already have the product index. So let's try to see if this index is created successfully. I didn't use the last one. The last one was product index. But hopefully I don't have already existing product as an index within my Elasticsearch. Okay, data history. So let's see if it works. Okay, so it said resources already existed. So that means I already have an existing resource existing index called product. So we could use something else. So what can we use? So should we say, if not product, what could it be? It could be shop. Let's say shop products. Okay, let's say shop product and see. I think that is more specific. Shop products. Yeah, and let's run it and see. It worked. So we have acknowledge true, shared acknowledge true, index shop products already existed. Now we already have our index created. So the next thing is to create our document, and the document is going to be living within this index that we've created. So to create a document, we always use the post method. We use the post method to create our index, to create our document, pardon me. So, and the name of this document, the name of our index is products, shop, what do we call it? Shop products. Then we will want to add a particular document to it. So we just say underscore doc, and if we want, we could give it an ID. I think it's more interesting to have an ID for a specific product or a specific document within our index document. Like I mentioned the other time, we could have Elasticsearch give us a random ID, a unique random ID for our documents. But let's just have our ID there. So now we give the specific field specifications for this particular document. So we say the name of this document, and the name of the product shop is going to be, or product shop is going to be, let's say Amazon. I'm not sure, but seems, yeah, Amazon. Then the price of this shop, if I'm to be renting the shop, the price is going to be, let's say, $20. Hopefully Amazon is so Amazon is more expensive than that, but let's say 20. Then we have the dates, the day I added this to my inventory that I rented a product shop. Added dates is going to be, let's say, 23rd 2025, and 2025 is May on the 23rd, or yeah 23rd 2025, May 23rd, or we could say 2025 and 25th, and is 09. I always have a problem with this 0-24. Okay, I don't know exactly what the problem is, but hopefully. So let's see this 2025 dash, let's say 05-23, and yeah, it worked. So we have the index to be shop products, then the ID is 1 and the version is 3. Result updated, share fit, because I think I re-impute the data date, so that's why it's like this. But anyways, that's data, and that's the document, the first document we have here. We could duplicate this to have multiple documents, just like the way we added the other time. So we could do this to add 1, 2, and 3. So, and we just say and change the name. So Amazon, we have eBay. What about something in this particular place before? 2, not as expensive as Amazon, and we could change the dates as well. So it says 2024. That could be 2024, and the month could be different. and the days could be the same, and we say Alibaba. Alibaba sounds like a name in my country. Baba. This could be 3 as well, and we could change the date to maybe 2020, let's say 2023, and the same month, the same year. And now we could have multiple documents like this within our index. Let's see what the result looks like. So let's see the output. Okay, so we say you have Lego arguments, exceptions, malformed content, found extra data after passing. Okay, so Lego argument, probably because of the way we duplicated the data, and we will have to specifically state that we are adding this data. You see, something we didn't do, you will tell Elasticsearch that we want to post this data. Okay, we're adding new data to our Elasticsearch index, and we say shop products / the document type, the document name, okay, / the ID of that particular product, of that particular document. Same goes for, let's just copy this, Ctrl C and paste it here, Ctrl V, and change the ID to be 3. So we have this document within this shop products Elasticsearch index, and when we run this, we should have this, and when we run this, we should have this. Now when we use the get method to get all the documents we have within our Elasticsearch, or to review all the documents we have within our Elasticsearch, then we will see something like this. So here we have the shop product, the alias, mapping, blah blah blah. Then we always look for something when we use get method. We should try to look for what is called specifically, we are supposed to use the search method. Okay, let's use _search so that we can specifically see the number of documents we have within our Elasticsearch search. So, and here we have value. See the value of the document. So we have 3 documents within our Elasticsearch, which is true, which is Amazon, eBay, and Alibaba. So these are the data we have within our Elasticsearch, our own data set we created. So the next thing we have to do now is to use those methods I mentioned, like the update methods. Okay, the endpoints I mentioned, the update endpoint, that is, we want to update a particular or specific field within a particular document in our index. We want to update a particular field within our document in our index. For instance, we want to update the name field in our shop products document. Let's say so let's use the get method. We could simply just use this one we already have here, and we just have to specify. Okay, we have to specify first. For us to use the update, we always use the update endpoint, update itself as a keyword. Sorry about that. Update, then / let's assume we are using the shop product, for example. So we say the first, the ID is 3. Before we say this, we say doc, and we say the ID / the ID is 3. And what do we want to do? We want to update the product name. So we simply just type the name. So we say name, and we want to update this name to what? Instead of Alibaba, we want to update it to let's say eBay, Alibaba, Amazon, let's say Nike. Let me just use Nike. Nothing is coming to mind right now. Nike, and we use Nike. So we want to update it. We want to update this particular data field called Alibaba to Nike within our data set. Within our data sets in the products index. Okay, so the document in index, product index is of ID 3 is Alibaba. Now we want to update that particular field. Instead of it being Alibaba, we want to update it to Nike, and we are using the word the update endpoint followed by the document ID specifically, so that we are going directly into our index, going directly into the document in our index, then we update this particular data field. So let's see the outputs and the results. Okay, now we are having an error. It said handler found for URL /shop products /updates blah blah blah. So I guess there is something we are not doing correctly. Probably we are not using the right, we are not following the right way of updating the data. Hopefully, let's see how we could adjust that. So let's use the / here. Okay, / products updates _updates _ yes, and let's check it. Okay, same error. What's going on? So the error we are facing was because I was using the get method. Why the get method is not meant for us to use, is not used for updating data within our Elasticsearch. So we use the post method and the put method. Okay, so the post method, basically we use it to insert new data or add new data, okay, in our data sets. On the put method, we use it to update new data. We can use the document. We can state the document, then we state the document ID specifically that we want to see what has happened within it. So we check, we run it. So now the output is that we have the ID to be 3 and we have the primary number to be, so found true. So the name is now Nike and the price is now 3 and the date is still the same. So if we want to see that originally within the index itself, we have 4 documents. Initially it was Alibaba, but now it's now Nike. So we can just simply search directly, use this search endpoint to see exactly all the data and how they look. And let's search. So we have it total to be, so value to be 3 and product ID to be this. We have Amazon, we have eBay, we have Nike, which are the 3 items within our index. So this brings us to the end of today's lesson. Actually, we're able to do this, and in our next lesson, I'm going to do the final section for this lesson. We'll be looking into the rest of, we'll be using term, and I will expose you also to those results that we see here, like some of these objects fields that we are seeing. I will try to explain a few of them to us so that we are aware of what they do in Elasticsearch. So, and in our next lesson, we'll be seeing a new thing entirely. So try to replicate what we've done today and use this challenge. Build on this challenge that you already have with you, and in our next lesson, you could post your results on the comment section. In our next lesson, we tackle, or if you have any problem, you could post it on the comment section, then we can resolve it together in our next lesson. So until then, keep coding, keep learning, and stay blessed. Bye bye.